Okay, seller client servicing. So you've successfully taken the listing, maybe at the right price, maybe not at the right price. At this point, we've covered the 7-step listing process. So you know exactly what you're doing from the initial seller intake to getting to the property and building rapport, making that new friend, sending out pre-list packets so you pre-sell your services, going through your high level numbers, becoming the expert authority, going through your marketing presentation, laying out your services, your listing packets and getting paperwork signed, going through the equity evaluation, the numbers, the analysis you put together, and then asking for referrals. So that's a lot of information we've gone through. So now we're going to go through, it's only really a few slides. We're going to cover seller client servicing and marketing the home. So listing management, it's systemized for us. So all listings, regardless of price point, are given the same level of service. So a $100,000 listing has the same photography as our $1 million listings. Some of you are in high price point markets where you may compete at a different level as far as photography and video go. We have a photographer on staff and we have the best photos that are in our market. We use Top Producer to manage all of our listings. I have not found a better tool that's out there. So if I go to my Top Producer account and pull it up real quick here, if I pull up listings, listing summary. So we've got almost 24 million of inventory in listing inventory. So as low as 108,000 to as high as 2 million in inventory. In our closings right now, I always check this, 544,000 of commission income coming in the next 45 to 60 days or so, pre-split, and 18.3 million pending, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. So Top Producer, I just have not found a better tool. So, I know everyone's looking for a better tool, but that is the tool you should use to manage your listings. Weekly calls are a must, even if there's nothing to discuss. So I give the analogy of, if your doctor has painful news, if depending on your relationship up to the point where that news has to be delivered, makes a big difference on how that news is received. So those weekly calls are leading up to the bad news. If their home doesn't sell, the bad news is that they need to reduce the price. And those weekly calls are what's going to get you the price reduction, not you making the call at 60 days and it's the first time they've heard from you. Weekly seller emails help communicate as well. They do not replace the live calls. Every 30 days, critically important that you do a market review. Your first one, you maybe do it over like a screen share, a join.me. When you're on the phone and you can show your screen, you can show showing reports, actual showing reports of the number of showings in their area, in their price range. But they're critical. You cannot skip them. So you can look at, you have copies of our Top Producer listing plan and our seller weekly emails. So this is the not so sexy part of real estate, but it's pretty important. So here's our Top Producer listing plan. And I'm not going to go through every step of it, but you have copies of all the emails that go out as well. We have a series of 13 emails that go out. Here are the seller weekly emails. So you have those as well. I'm working on video emails with Frank that are going to replace these. Here's our closing plan for our listings. You can look at that and some of it will apply, some of it won't, but the point is that you need an action plan. And here are our weekly closing emails that go out to our sellers, and it kind of guides them through the process and it gives them the best experience possible. And in the process, it asks them for referrals as well. We also do a seller weekly report. So I've got a VA in the Philippines that goes out on our Zillow, Trulia, Homes, Remax, YouTube, Craigslist, and it gets our impressions and our views every week. This is a manual report. I tried List Hub and it didn't work very well for us. So that works pretty well. It's just a high level connect with them. We copy the listing specialist on it. That's pretty much just it in terms of marketing the home.